Expo Center here in Villa Park, Illinois. We welcome you to Chicago Cage Fighting Championship 4 here on Comcast Sportsnet Chicago. I'm Ray Flores, joined alongside by my partner tonight, Lisa Prati. Lisa, what a night of action we have in store in our main event of the evening. Sean Big Sexy McCorkle, a three-time UFC veteran, takes on Justin Grizzard in our main event. This one, Lisa, has all the makings of being a heavyweight slugfest.
It sure does. Sean McCorkle is a self-proclaimed Big Sexy, and you can see when he comes out into the cage, the guy is huge, and that's something that he's really going to look at to take down Grizzard.
Well, we have the heavyweights, and we also have the bantamweights. 135 is on display in our co-main event of the evening as Chico Camus takes on Rob Moneygo. Lisa, the bantamweights are always so exciting. Chico Camus and Rob Moneygo are certainly looking to put on a show. It's coming your way. Coming up next here and only on Comcast Sportsnet Chicago, Chicago Cage Fighting Championship 4. We welcome you here to the Odeum Expo Center in Villa Park, Illinois for Chicago Cage Fighting Championship 4. Lisa, as we see that everything's being set up for a dynamic night of action.
Ray, there's going to be over 3,000 people in attendance, and we know what the atmosphere is like for Chicago Cage Fighting Championship. This is extremely exciting night, and we've got such a great fight card.
The heavyweights are on display between Miodrag Petkovic and Ed Carpenter next.
I like to fight, and I'm going to win.
He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a kickboxer. He's been around the block. I'm sure it's taking a toll on his body. He could be as good as you want. When you get tired, that's when, you know, the true fighter comes out. He's really going to rise up. He wants it more. I like to just relax until I'm about ready to go, and that's when I turn it up, and that's when I say, all right, you got to go out there and fight for 15 minutes.
As we are set here we see Ed Carpenter stepping inside the cage with Born in the USA as he's taking on the Belgrade, Serbia native and Miodrag Petkovic. Lisa, this one should be a barn burner.
This one is going to be extremely exciting, and we're looking at Petkovic coming in with a lot more experience than Ed Carpenter. He comes in with 19 wins, 12 losses over Carpenter's 4-1 record, so we're going to have to see what happens tonight.
Petkovic is in the red corner, Carpenter in the blue. Lisa, we are underway as we begin the night of action.
And it looks like they're going to take it to the ground right away.
Carpenter immediately shoots for a single leg, gets Petkovic down on the mat. Carpenter is 18 years the junior of Miodrag Petkovic, and now he's working in the guard of Petkovic. And this is actually Petkovic's first fight back in the United States since 2006, Lisa.
And when you take a look at Ed Carpenter, he is actually known for his submissions. He has a percentage rate of 75% for submissions. He's got one knockout on his record also. So I think we're going to see a majority of this fight staying on the ground.
Jason, it's interesting that you bring up his submission ability. He actually won by way of a full Nelson over Pat Harmon in the month of May, putting him to sleep. That was one of the craziest submission moves that I've ever seen. Ed Carpenter continues to dazzle everybody. He is clearly one of the biggest and brightest sensations in the heavyweight division, Lisa, as he's shown everybody that he has a lot of tools.
Absolutely, and I think we also need to take into consideration here, there's a big age difference between Petkovic to Carpenter. Petkovic comes in at 42 years of age, Carpenter at 24, so sometimes that has a little bit of a factor also.
Right now, Carpenter pounding away on the side of the body of Petkovic. You know, Petkovic, this is the biggest test for Ed Carpenter as Petkovic defeated Tim Hague back in 2008. Tim Hague is a UFC veteran, also fought James Thompson, who most notably lost to Kimbo Slice, and Thompson is also a renowned British slugger, so Petkovic has fought the who's who in the world of mixed martial arts.
Absolutely, and when you look at Ed Carpenter, yes, you know, he's had some pretty good competition, beating Tim Duncan and Patrick Harmon, as well as Tim Hemingway and Arnold Adams, but when you take a look at the comparison with Petkovic, yes, he definitely has those top contenders.
You know, Carpenter is still a baby in mixed martial arts. He's only been a pro for just under 3 years, whereas Petkovic has been a pro for over 9 years. Our clock is being brought to you by Rookies All-American Sports Bar. Visit all our locations in Elgin, St. Charles, and Hoffman Estates. And here we see again Carpenter in the half guard of Petkovic, kind of having his way with the Belgrade, Serbia native.
And honestly, Petkovic doesn't have much to do at this point. I think he's just trying to not lose his breath is what it looks like. I think his airway is going to get cut.
He's got a head arm choke locked in. Right now, Petkovic is in some trouble. Carpenter looking to finish it. A beautiful maneuver being displayed by Ed Carpenter. A head and arm choke. Auditoriero,
I think he's gone. I think
is right there.
Nope.
It looks like right now Petkovic seems to be fading. His arm is down, and Petkovic almost seems to be near the brink of being asleep. Torriero checks him. The referee's still on top of the action. I believe he's out, and Carpenter gets up, and this one is over. As Ed Carpenter, the Midwest Training Center product, gets another impressive victory as he defeats Milorad Petkovic by way of head and arm choke.
It's impressive. I mean, take a look. Petkovic tried the best he possibly could, but once that airway is cut off like he did, and great job with the ref right there in calling it.
That is sensational BJJ being displayed by Ed Carpenter. Again, we talked about it at the beginning of the fight, Lisa. Ed Carpenter continues to dazzle, and now we'll look at the replay.
And as you can see right now, he grabs him from under the neck. He's got his arm, and basically it is the head arm choke, and we're just waiting at this point in time to see whether or not he falls asleep. And as you can see at that point, he actually looks like he's already out, and then the ref calls it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 2 minutes 44 seconds of round one for your winner by way of technical submission, modified head and arm choke, Ed Carpenter. You have been on the roll as of late. Tell us about this modified head and arm choke as we look up at the big screen. I mean, clearly that was something that really took a lot of us by surprise.
I saw someone use it at an amateur show about a year ago. Someone guillotines you when you're past their guard. You trap that hand and dig your shoulder right in a carotid artery. And it's just a matter of time.
You've been on a roll as of late. Tell us about how much you've grown inside this cage every single fight.
Well, you know, I started my career fighting while I was still in college. So my training was limited over there. Now I'm back at home working full-time, training full-time, so everything's, you know, been piecing together. I don't have to just come home, train on the weekends, see what I can do during the week. You know, everything's right there. Got a lot of good guys help me out. Thanks, everyone, for helping me train. I don't want to name names. You guys, too many of you, but you know who you are.
Congratulations on the win, Ed.
Thanks, sir.
Ed Carpenter victorious here tonight.
Hey, ladies, happy sweetest day.
Ed Carpenter victorious here at Chicago Cage Fighting Championship 4. Chicago Cage Fighting Championship 4 brought to you by Tattoo